Welcome everyone. This is Ho-Jang Kim from Kim Coaching Group. Today I'd like to share my recent experience and how I get out of that with you. Have you ever felt like suddenly nothing is working, everything's failing, and you just want to run away and hide and maybe cry? That happened recently on my first pottery class. But even before that day, things were building up. I couldn't run for almost 2 years because of health issue. So this year, when I started to be able to do 5K and then 10K, I was so happy. I was way slower than before, but it didn't matter because of the progress, because of the hope that one day I may be able to run like I used to again and enjoy it again. So I started some more training to run a little bit faster. And it was a one day that the training program is quite challenging, but I didn't want to give up, wanted to see what happens. So I just finished it. And then I got dizzy and had to lie down on the floor for a bit before I moved to a more comfortable place to rest a little bit longer. And that's when I felt like I finally get back on the highway and started speeding up. And there was a huge blockage in the middle of the highway, and I had to slam the brake. I was deeply fulfilled by helping people to achieve their dreams faster. And 1 week before the pottery class, there was multiple no-shows. Some of the conversation went different direction that I expected. And also some of the collaboration discussion got canceled. And I really felt like I was driving into a dead war. If you followed me, then you probably know I always tell people we should have some fun in our lives. And now that I started my own business, I wanted to do more. So I started ballet and wood carving this year. But I have to admit, I was really bad at it. I keep telling myself, it's okay. It's all about having fun, about not really doing well. But in deep dive, I felt a little bit of shame how bad I was. And then the day of the pottery class came. I showed up and everybody got 3 chunks of clays to produce 3 pieces of pottery. The first one, teacher kind of helped me, so I actually got a very nice piece of pottery. The second one, I failed so many times, so the teacher has to keep coming and saved me from the screw-ups. And the third one, I did something that the teacher said, it's beyond recovery, we need to start over, and gave me the new piece of clay that I can start over. And that's the time that people started to clean up and ready to go. And I worked hard and I was actually quite happy with this outcome. It looked really nice. But when I tried to remove it from the wheel, it didn't come off because the bottom was too thin. And the teacher said it's beyond recovery and we need to start over again. And I was actually fine to just have 2 pieces of pottery at the end of the class. I wanted to go home. Everybody was leaving, but the teacher gave me another clay. So while other people are leaving, I sat in front of the wheel and started to make the pottery again, all alone. That's the moment I felt strong emotions, how I cannot run again, my business is getting stagnant, and I cannot even do any fun activities, and they are really horrible, and nothing is going well, I'm a failure. All those emotions suddenly came. And some of the memories also come up. Like my swimming coach in elementary school said, I don't know why you cannot swim. Everybody else can now. And how my tennis coach in middle school said, I've never seen someone who doesn't progress at all like you. And all those memories definitely didn't help. I felt strong, strong emotions that everything's falling apart, everything's failing, I'm a failure. all that emotion. It has been a while that I felt like that before, but it's not a new feeling. I remember that. However, what's surprising is how strong the emotion is, even though this time I didn't buy in. Before, when I felt it, it took a while to come out of it. But now, as my inner voice is screaming how you're a failure, you're weak, I was telling that's not true. Everything's okay. You're making exaggerations. And yet, still, the emotion was so strong. Have you felt like that before? And if so, how did you get out of it? I'm going to share what I did, but if there's anything different that you did and that worked for you, please share with others so we can all get benefit from it. My first step is taking a deep breath and just acknowledge all the emotions and thoughts that comes and goes. It's similar to mindfulness meditation. Take a deep breath and just pay attention to all the emotions, all the thoughts that comes to you and go without judgment, all the bodily sensations. Just notice, okay, this is what's happening to me right now. The second is to focus on the story I want to tell. What story do I want to tell eventually? Do I want to tell a story that this was the day how everything failed and my life was over? Or do you want to say, this was an example road bump I went through to get here? I know it's going to be just a road bump to the success because let's be honest, we all have many examples of the time when you feel like nothing's going to work out, it's all failing, but eventually it somehow worked out. So I also keep reminding myself, it's okay, it'll work out somehow. And the third one is going outside in the nature and get some sun. It produces serotonin, the happy hormone, and usually help us to change the mood in a little bit more positive way. Usually it works really well, but this time it didn't really help because my emotion was so strong. So I did the last step, which was getting my heartbeat up. When we are in a fight or flight mode, and like this, there's nothing to really fight for, the best strategy is running away, literally. So when you go run or cycling or swimming, that really gets your heart rate up. Your brain thinks you're running away from the danger, and now you're in a safe place. So when you get cardio exercises and get all sweaty, it actually helps you to calm down your body. So that's what I did, and it helps. If you're struggling with something like this, coaching can provide a lot of guidance to get out of those states much faster. If you are curious how coaching can help you in your situation specifically, let's talk.